true.
Look at this spread. We are all here, balloons and all. The Losers Club from the movie It are in the house. It's not an offensive term for the club. That is a title that's been earned.
So welcome, Wyatt, Sophia, Jeremy, Finn, and Chosen. How are you guys?
Good.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in. We love the movie. It was great. It's one of the most anticipated movies of the fall. I want to know, how did you all react when you got the role and you found out you were going to be a part of this project?
I was a little lightheaded. Fell down a few times.
It was okay.
But you know, normal reaction, right?
Yeah, right.
Well, and Jeremy and I worked on something previously, so when we both figured out that we were doing the same project, we were like, what?
Reunion. Because what are the odds of that, really?
Yeah,
I know, right?
Cool.
I was waiting a while to get this role. There was some controversy on I don't look like a girl enough. I was supposed to be tomboyish. That's what Andy wanted me to look like, but I didn't. I didn't look girly enough for other producers
Interesting.
on Warner Brothers. So he actually paid my ticket to go back to Toronto, is where we shot, and he put me in extensions and a dress, and I did the whole thing all over again. And so it took a little more while for me to.
Yeah, what was the feeling of that? I mean, I guess as an actor, you get used to sort of being judged on many different levels, but then that kind of note is kind of an interesting thing. What was your reaction to that?
I don't know. I got to go to Toronto again. That's all I was thinking.
The payoff
about.
is the best part, though, of what the director did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And also, when he put me in extensions and dress, and I finally got the role, they said, "Okay, you're good. Just have her have extensions the whole time." He said, "Sure." And then the second scene, I cut it all off.
Oh, so great. All right, yeah.
I actually think that's a really good idea, because it actually worked so well in the movie.
Works really well in the movie,
Sticking it to the man.
and so it sticks it to the man. It's got this dual tier kind of like powerful moment.
Yeah.
All right, so look, the movie's obviously getting so much buzz. People that have already seen it are already kind of freaked out, including the two of us. Eyes closed several times. That's how I react. And this is maybe a silly question, but it's always interesting to hear how it was filming it versus what's on the screen. Were there any moments on set filming a scene where it actually was scary for you?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Great. Next question.
next. No, it was usually the scenes that we did alone that was more scary, because you didn't really have, one of these guys to fall back on if you like mess up or whatever. So I think it was just scary just being alone and doing those really creepy scenes. Like for me, I only have like one scene alone, and that was probably the most scary, just for me, because that was a lot of clowns and it was in closed space.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good.
How about for you
Good
guys?
experience.
I mean, I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah, actually, the hardest and the scariest for me, because I didn't have a lot of experience doing it and everything, was actually with the group, because I don't really have a lot of experience having like a group of kids to work with. I always work alone for some reason, which is kind of sad once I say that out loud.
You sound like Batman. I work alone.
I work alone.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
True.
Sounds kind of depressing, but it isn't.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
She loves us in her own special way.
I think the scariest scene for me was probably the bullies, actually.
Oh, yeah.
It's an emotional roller coaster with them, because 5 seconds before their take, how's your day? And then 5 seconds after, they're choking and killing you. So, it's fun. Yeah.
That's the
Pretty
same
normal.
thing with Pennywise for me.
That's relatable.
Oh yeah, because I had a scene with Pennywise, and he's a really nice guy, Bill, in real life.
Bill Skarsgård, right? Yeah.
Bill
Who turns
Skarsgård,
out
yeah.
to not be a monster.
No, but
Surprise,
we have
surprise.
he has scenes where he chokes me multiple times, and sometimes he has to put his hand around my neck, but the camera's not rolling, so he tries to talk to me, say, "So hey, how's your day? How are things?" And it's kind of a little unsettling, because he's choking me.
And he's also in a clown costume in 6'5", and
all that.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
it all kind of mixed into one.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
And I feel like the set in general was probably pretty spooky, right?
Yeah.
Imagine it kind of being like a haunted house or something.
was.
Who of the group was most likely to prank someone else or maybe scare someone when you weren't filming?
Jack.
Well, the one who
Jack.
Oh, that was
tried, the one
Jack.
who tried the most. was
Tried with Jack.
Yeah,
Failed is the key word.
Yeah, and so what were the attempts?
Yeah.
Oh, just like stuff like
Ooh.
Yeah, like stuff that just wouldn't work. But then he'd also try to devise other pranks that just wouldn't work.
Cause they built this awesome set, like the sewers you always see us in. He would try to hide in different like corners of the sewer and jump out. But it's like we come here every time, so we know you're back.
We
here.
know where you are.
He would like get too scared to even hide there for too long because he like,
would
"Guys,
come
it's
out
so
too early."
scary.
But because we were really mad at Jack for like trying, we were super annoyed with him at one point. So we were like, let's just like get him back really bad. And so so we did this thing one night where we filmed a bunch of comedy sketches, like the whole night, like till like 6 a.m. till sunrise. And Jack was really proud of it and wanted it to show it for some reason. It was awful, but he wanted to show it. He wanted to show it to our like producer, and like on a flash drive. And we were like, let's just tell him that the flash drive broke or like left.
But it's all been lost.
Yeah, and we're like, and he's so happy. And we're just like, Jack, we lost the flash drive. And he's like, what? So we go and like we lead him on for like hours, and we're trying to find it.
It was like
and,
the last day of shooting.
But then we also toyed with him because we gave him like a flash drive that had nothing on it. So he put it in his computer. He's like, yes. And he's like, there's nothing on it. And like
it's all gone.
Yeah, and we just like toyed with him for the whole day. And at the very end, we were just like, yeah, like. There was no flash drive. He was all on my computer.
That's hilarious. Did any of you try to scare Pennywise at all?
No. We didn't dare.
No one dares even mess with him.
Uncharted territories.
He's already like hot in his costume. Like we don't want to mess with him any more than he's already being messed with.
Okay.
You don't want to make him actually
He's
mad.
already messing him with himself, like with his own brain.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a lot for an actor to go through, for sure. So, all right, since we're on the topic of being scared, you mentioned clowns a little bit before. What actually scares you? Is clowns a thing for anyone? I mean, let's go down the list.
We want to apologize to all the clowns. Where's the camera at?
Yeah, including some people on our staff that have
one?
formerly been clowns.
We have to. We want to. Okay.
Camera
We want to
one.
apologize
like
to
this.
all the clowns out there because we're sorry if we're giving you a bad rep. We know you're hardworking citizens. And,
Yeah.
But now that disclaimer has been given,
But
they're very
this
scary.
movie's gonna be very good, and I hope we made you proud.
All
We
right.
didn't, but we're happy that you guys are around so we can make good stuff, and people still like you. I mean, I wouldn't hire you for my birthday party. Other kids would.
And let's be clear, there's a difference in the
Yes.
clowns represented here than the
It's
clowns
true.
that we see
Yes.
out and
It's
about.
true.
in movies, places.
Pennywise is not a
and
clown,
clowns
he's a
are-
demon.
Don't
Yeah.
stereotype the clowns.
Yeah.
It's very
Don't
different.
stereotype. It's very juvenile.
Well, Pennywise takes the form of a clown to lure in kids, so technically it's a good thing.
It means they're
No,
friendly.
it's not.
Exactly.
Besides clowns, biggest fear.
cut that.
Yeah.
What's really keeping us, up at night here? Besides
Go down the
clowns?
line. Biggest fear.
Biggest fear. Oh man.
Fear itself. All right.
No. Wait, I got it. When like wooden roller coasters or like roller coasters that like break down or like a ride breaking down.
older ones.
Like older ones or like just a ride breaking down in the middle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's very scary.
Yeah. That, basically.
Yeah.
No fear.
My failure, maybe. Yeah. Letting people down. Oh, God, you have no idea.
So this moment is like the worst moment ever. Like, what if the answer's not good enough?
Oh, you have no idea. Constantly, I kept like saying sorry. Oh, Jesus. But besides that, I think when I was younger, I had a really big fear of getting lost. But that happened so many times that I'm really immune to it now.
still
I still
happens.
Also,
get
spiders.
lost.
Spiders you were afraid of.
I
a
also
little.
used to be afraid of spiders, but in like one role that I had to poke a spider with a stick, and I didn't know I had to do that. I thought it was going to be fake or it was just ants. No, it was an actual
real.
spider
Real? No.
that started
I can see
climbing
this
up
coming.
my stick.
No.
And I was
Yeah, I don't do spiders either.
Oh, it
Right
was
there with you.
terrifying. And I was like, that looks poisonous. And like, oh, it won't bite you, I think. And they were joking. They weren't joking.
It's like, that's not good enough.
Yeah,
I'm not doing this.
I didn't know if they were joking or not. They were laughing,
Yeah.
but
you're
I
like,
was still scared. And when it started climbing up my stick, I had to like quickly scrape it against the tree. But I was like going to drop it.
All right, that's
Okay.
a good one.
Anyway,
We should move on so quick.
moving on.
Never mind.
Quick, just give it really fast.
I don't know. It turned into a knife and stabbed me.
Demons, monsters, everything.
Claustrophobia.
Oh, yeah. Lots of scary things.
Nice.
All right, but going back to the clown thing, while this movie was in production, there were actually a lot of clown sightings in the area. It was this weird trend.
There was.
And your production company for the movie even came out and said that they had nothing to do with the sightings.
Yes.
Which is hilarious. People
It's
thought
true.
that.
Did you hear about this while it was going on, about the clown
I
sightings?
think it was going
was
on when we
crazy.
first started shooting, like when we first started.
the
Yeah,
whole
no,
clown
it was
situation
it was
was
after.
Yeah, it was happening like 3 months before that. Like it was
Yeah, it
not
was
like
a big
No,
it
it
went
was
for a
happening- it was
while.
more around Halloween, but like it was happening more near the end of the shoot, I thought.
Yeah, it's happening more.
Well, it
I
was
think
like all through it.
It was happening. And
Yeah, it was happening.
It
Yeah,
was
that's the
terrifying.
bottom line.
There's an
know.
app. I ended up getting an app where you can like find where like clown sightings. And
How
I
would you
was
want
like,
to know that?
Because we want to
Oh,
know.
where to
My
stay
friend
away.
was like,
Research
let's
for the
go
movie, I'm
clown
sure.
hunting.
Yes.
And I was like, no. And so we got this app where you can like find out where like clowns are like in your area.
That is the creepiest thing
Yeah.
I've ever
Why are
heard
you
of.
smiling?
Wow.
Because it's like
Clowns in
it's
your area.
finally
Like a
done.
dating website.
It was a bizarre trend, but you had nothing to do with it.
Nothing.
Yes.
No.
It was
all
probably
cleared
pretty
up.
freaky.
Yeah.
It was pretty
Disclaimer.
freaky.
Bill Skarsgård, we've been talking about him. He obviously plays Pennywise. He is the clown. He loves
Yes.
terrorizing kids. Now, I know that sometimes in movie situations like this, they will keep that actor away from the people that he needs to scare in the movie. Was that the case here? Were there times where he was sort of sequestered?
Yeah, for
kept
the
at a
first
distance?
2 months, he was kept away from us, and so we couldn't really hang out with him. But I
think it
mean,
made
when we first started, we hung out in between takes and stuff.
So, yeah, but what's the moment when you first sort of encounter him after the separation? What, do you remember that moment
Jack
and how that
actually
played out?
had the honor
had the honor.
to get in the first scene with him.
Yeah?
But when we were watching it, it's like that was kind of the point that we were all like, what did we get ourselves into?
Yeah, it was like no, oh no.
Yeah.
I laughed. I laughed.
Yeah, she laughed.
That's her defense mechanism. She laughs.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
scary.
that's-
I don't know. I laughed.
Well,
at-
you laugh at everything.
Well,
Like,
I
if
think
someone
when we
dies,
first-
she's like,
No,
Yeah, it's
that
true.
was one time.
She's a
and it was
2017
just-
Chuck Norris.
Okay.
When
yeah.
we saw
She
Baby
laughs at
Driver,
fear.
when we saw Baby Driver in the theater in Times Square,
spoil.
I won't spoil anything, but like someone dies and like it's like a really like
It's a fun.
bad death,
because
and she
he
just
like,
burst out laughing. We were like,
it like flies across like this whole thing, and it's like so far.
And then the whole theater's like, what are you laughing about? This
she's
is
like laughing
was the
hysterically.
only
We're
one
like,
laughing.
what are you
You
doing?
have
What's
to
your
admit
problem?
that was funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
Okay, I want to know this. You guys are the Losers Club. How do we become official members of the Losers Club?
kind of a dangerous question.
Are there any
Perhaps we're already
pointers to get
members. I
into
don't know.
it?
I want to do it like piece by piece because I think there's
Sure.
like, probably 6 bullet
What's
points.
like the key to getting into it?
You'd have to be bullied before.
Yes,
You'd have to be not a fake
how
person.
about we all?
piece by piece.
We should all answer.
Well, I'm
Depressing
giving some
child.
points.
All right, yeah. What,
Just
go
like
ahead.
you know,
Yeah.
then
Everyone jump in.
everyone's own
Everyone should
opinions.
jump in.
Depressing childhood.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
Yay.
very right. Don't fall into any other groups, or did you say that one?
Yeah, I kind of said that, yeah. In another way.
Don't feel good about yourself at first.
Okay, start with self-loathing.
The moment when you're like, I'm going okay, that's when you're done.
Okay.
Okay.
Then you're
Wow.
out of the group.
You can't put people down. You gotta try to be a good person.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
You have to fight a killer clown.
that's it.
No.
That's everyday
Most
stuff.
important, perhaps,
Yeah.
thing.
If that's not in your resume, you're not.
That is true.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Tell me this. So you've got the movie that's scary, you've got the theme, you've got the heaviness of the whole thing, and you've alluded to some of the craziness that you guys got into. But in the downtime, what was the maybe go-to thing that you guys would do? Are you sitting around playing board games, or is everybody just like going to their phones?
We're at
What's
Wyatt's house.
Sleepover.
What's that?
Oh my gosh. So the thing is, this is the crazy thing because the 80s, you know, there's no cell phones like that. So we spent a lot of time just together. His house, I don't know how we ended up there,
it's-
but we always end up at his
We
place.
always ended up at
and
his
we always trash the place a little bit.
Oh yeah,
we don't leave it how we found it. You know, and he had this saying
Jack.
that he used to say. He'd say, "Come on, guys, respect the materials when you come over
Yeah.
here." And we're like, "Okay," but then we forget.
No.
Then yeah, you guys forget, and then you're
You
just like,
forget.
oh,
Which made us
fine.
even more annoyed because we were like, who says that?
Respect the
And
materials.
then we were just like,
Sound like a librarian. Respect the materials.
and we were like, you sound like a librarian. Now we're gonna trash your place.
even more.
But we apologize.
That's
No,
the
you
next
don't.
rule of being in the loser club. Is
really.
learn
Never
how to
have.
Yes.
We're
Never
not
have you
trash.
ever apologized.
It seems like you guys definitely all got along, which is
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
It's like a fun cast. Okay, so spoiler alert, in the original story, there are 2 timelines that take place, one following your
Those.
character as kids, and the second following your characters as adults. Now, if there is a part 2, what actors would you like to see play the older versions of yourself?
Jeremy,
And
wanna say
why? And why?
what is? Oh, okay. And why? No one's asked us if
why?
and
question.
why yet.
No one asked us
question.
why.
Okay, you guys got us.
I
You're gonna-
answer because why anyway.
Chris
but,
Pratt, because I get buff and
It's a good thing.
Kind of like,
Good.
like
Good.
what happened.
All right.
Watch
I
out.
Kind
like
of like
that.
what happened with Chris Pratt when he lost all of his weight.
yeah.
It's true.
So if you're out
There you
there,
go.
Yeah.
come on.
For
Hit me up.
me, Chadwick Boseman, because he's just awesome. He's taking all the roles, and I'm like, so I wanted to play my Camlin. 'Cause it's so good. After Black Panther, just come on, help Dariel too.
You know what I was also thinking of? Which, sorry, I'm gonna do this really fast. If Idris Elba put on an American accent.
Yo, I take anybody really. I love you all. So if you're watching this, come on.
Hey, Chadwick, Idris, all great guys, great actors. How about for you?
For me, I would say Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I think if he grew out his hair and kind of curled it up a little bit, I think maybe that could be good, and we kind of look similar. So
Yeah. Why Joseph Gordon? What is it about him?
I don't know.
Joseph Gordon, like that's what he goes by.
Joseph.
Joseph Gordon.
Why Jogo?
Why Jogo? Why my best bro Jogo?
He's able to do like a wide range of roles, and I think just adding another one where he kind of, spoiler alert, dies in the first like 10 minutes.
Sure.
Just cut the.
I
That's
also,
what you have
I
to
also
cut
see
it.
you
It's
guys do look similar. You have similar features.
Yeah, and yeah, I think we would,
If
I
you-
would translate.
He's like, yeah, I'm similarly handsome.
Well, if you see,
I think that's a
see,
compliment.
I thought it was really good because if you see like 50-50, he's like really nervous in that movie, and like
yeah.
I was like, that's totally like Stanley.
I get that. How about for you?
I picked Jessica Chastain. Maybe Amy Adams, but that already happened. Oops. Let me think. Oh, right. Jessica Chastain. I'm
Yes.
sorry, I lost a train of thought there. Whoa. Because she was in Mama, another Andy Muschietti film. So that's good. Andy Muschietti is the director. And she's also kind of looks like me, and
I see it.
Wide range.
I know.
yeah, and she's a really good actress. And Andy Muschietti said himself, "You would look good with Jessica Chastain." And I said,
Okay.
Why not?
"All right."
Yes and yes, please.
Now you were like, who?
Mine would be Bill Hader
Oh yeah, absolutely.
because he's hilarious and he's lanky and he can play like really like funny roles, but he can also play like really dramatic roles too. Like in like sorry, I'm saying like, but in the Skeleton Twins, that was a really dark movie. So he could definitely be Richie for sure.
Do you have a favorite SNL Bill Hader character or?
Yeah, I
skit?
love. I think his name is Irv. It's like this old news anchor, who always puts the microphone in people's faces.
Like hits him in the face with it.
Yeah, hits
yeah,
him in the
I know.
face with it. And then there's also one where he that never made it to the show where it's Casey Kasem and his son JC Jasem, and like and they're reunited and it's like the funniest thing ever. But it was
But
cut.
yeah, you guys mentioned all of these celebrities. Have you had any fun celebrity encounters when you're traveling together? They got starstruck by.
I am the
I met this
worst
kid
at-
named Finn Wolfhard from Sightings. And
Yeah.
it was pretty. I got a little starstruck.
I met him too. He sucks.
Tad bit, just a tad bit.
Like, is this the upside down?
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Did we meet anyone
Oh, Emma.
for real?
How about-
Emma Watson. I
We
mean.
met Emma
Well,
Watson at the
How about
MTV
the
Movie
the
Awards.
little meetup?
By the way,
at
I'm glad
street
that everyone
corner
forgot
we
about
had?
that for a second. Like,
Remember?
Yeah.
Emma Watson.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hugh Jackman,
She's a
too.
gem. She's a real
And
gem.
so, what was the takeaway with Emma Watson? What
There's
was
the
the
guy-
encounter?
She is a gem. She was sitting right next to our table,
Okay.
and
Okay.
when we were when we were
Everything.
I was like, what's
A lot of
happening?
conversations.
I know. I'm just trying to
when we're
remind him.
when we were sitting at the table, we're like, fanboying a little bit, fanboying, girling, and we're like, hey, can we get a photo? And her manager like, we let you take a photo, then everybody takes a photo. But Emma was like, with her British accent, which I'm not gonna attempt. No, it's okay. You're beautiful, darlings, or whatever. Something sweet and British.
That's
or
so
something.
great.
And she let us take a
British.
Sweet and British,
yeah.
and she let us take a photo with her, and I'll remember that for the rest of my
I
life.
think-
So I love you. I
To
love
be
you.
fair, I love you, Emma, if I ever meet you, but I think that she thought you guys were the Stranger Things kids.
Yeah.
Like legit.
It was like this.
Like I'm
is
not
the-
joking.
No, no,
Like,
I think she did.
She did. She definitely did.
Yeah.
You mistaken for the
No,
Stranger Things
I've
cast?
chosen-
It's not a
think
terrible thing.
I've chosen
Not
to to
not
think
a
she
bad
knew
thing.
exactly
No,
who
no.
I was my birthday.
Okay,
why I
you're not
choose to
you're not willing to accept that.
That's what I choose to believe.
She knew who you were, and
Yeah.
so she saw you or knew you, and maybe was told these are the kids from Stranger Things. something
Maybe
like that.
Probably.
that's
whatever
what I
the case.
assume, just because it's like,
That's what it said in the.
because that's what it said
Oh, okay.
in her Instagram post. She like posted it on her Instagram. She like edited it really quickly.
Oh, she first put Stranger
yeah,
Things?
yeah. She was like with these like beautiful Stranger Things kids, and then
Okay, I'm just wondering, do you remember, so like, there's the guy, is at like the street corner in Toronto, and there was the guy who was in the Neighbors and This Is the End, and
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen.
not Seth Rogen.
James
no,
Franco.
he made like,
Zac
Jay
Efron.
Baruchel.
You gotta name every
Jay
character.
Baruchel.
no, he's like,
Is he Zod in Man of Steel?
no, but he was there too. Do
Wow.
you remember?
Do you know who Zod in
Can't
Man of
think of
Steel
it.
is?
Man of Steel Zod. No,
We'll
I
think of
can't
it
off the
later
top
and
of
we'll
my
talk
head.
about it.
Yeah, we'll
I
think of it
can't
later.
believe you don't remember that.
Michael Shannon?
Yes.
Michael Shannon!
It was Michael Shannon. Oh my
You
god.
mentioned that
Let
like
me-
it was
I'll tell
Jeopardy.
you this. Sorry. I'll tell
Who
the
is Michael
story
Shannon?
really quickly.
I don't know.
So
There it is.
we're walking. All of us are walking, like
Jeez.
all of us, and all I hear is Jaden saying like Michael, and it's
No, he recognized you
yeah.
first.
Well, he recognized Jaden because Jaden and him did a movie together.
Oh.
And
Lieberher.
Jaden Lieberher. I'm sorry,
Yep,
who plays
Who's
plays
also
Bill.
in this film. And,
Yes.
And he did this movie called Midnight Special with him, and so we all met each other, and it's all coming back to me, and he was there, and then this guy who's an amazing he's an amazing comedian who was in Neighbors and is in a show called People of Earth right now. His first name is Brian. I think his name.
I've seen the show though on an airplane,
Mostly
surprisingly.
or
But
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah, it's
And
very funny show.
So we ran into two people that were like on TV in one thing. So we're talking to Michael.
And they were
it's all
interested in
good.
talking to you,
And then
which
and then
makes
and
it
then,
even
and
better.
then
Right.
Brian, I think his name Brian walks by and he's like, "Hey," and we both recognize each other, and like it's just like a big street meetup where all of us
They're like
are
for
just
passersby, they're
talking
just
to
like,
each other.
"Wow,
It's
mind's blown.
crazy.
How is all this happening at
Yeah.
once?" Those are really great stories, guys. Thank you for sharing all that.
Sorry,
Thank you.
No,
Going-
that's
going
really
We
good.
figured it out. I'm
All
glad
right,
we figured it
Finn,
out.
have to ask you this. The Return of Stranger Things, we're very pumped for this, obviously. Can you give us any teasers for season 2? I know this. You got to have some package thing.
No, it's
ready.
cool. Yeah, it's darker. I mean, it still has the same heart, but it's darker, and you're gonna see these characters sort of having to deal with what happened last season to this season, and they're sort of developing. No one can really be the same,
Sure.
you know.
Really?
What happened? Yeah.
Quick, new cast. Any new cast members?
Yeah, Sadie Sink, who plays our new friend Max from San Diego. She comes into town and sort of becomes our friend group.
Can you tell us anything about her or anything about the character?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, she's this sort of skater punk girl who kind of and Dustin and Lucas end up kind of falling in love with her, and she sort of gets into the group, and I'm not really happy with it because I'm kind of envious because they are in love and I'm not, and yeah. I mean,
Final question about that. Was there a different vibe on set as everyone came back for season 2 compared to when you all first came on board for season 1? I mean, now that obviously it's a huge success, what's the difference?
yeah, I mean, there was a difference because, like, I mean, we had a little bit more people to answer to, I guess. Like, there was a lot more pressure, just from people in general. But it was also kind of weird going from it to Stranger Things season 2 because I'm, like, jumping from cast to cast. So, I don't know. I think both sets are kind of different.
Busy guy. Also, have to say that you guys got 18 Emmy nominations.
No big
So are
deal.
you-
Yeah.
Yeah, no big deal. Are you in the cast planning anything special to celebrate this?
I think we're just gonna wing it and go. I don't. We don't ever like make a big deal out of it. We just show up, and that's kind of what happens. Like before we won the SAG award, we just showed up, and we all had like our suits and our dresses on, and then Natalia Dyer, who plays my sister, like spilled a whole bottle of champagne on me, and then we won right
That's a good luck
afterwards.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
And apparently it dried.
That's how you
so-
win.
That's how you win champagne.
Bill.
That's what we got to do.
Go
All
ahead.
right, and are you any of you guys fans of Stranger Things?
It's already
They're all like, absolutely not. We
I wouldn't
hate
say
it.
I wouldn't.
Especially that Finn
Did you
guy.
watch before working with Finn?
we were shooting.
It came
when
out
came
when.
Oh, okay.
It's fine.
So we all binge watched it, and it was a great show.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
good.
it was pretty.
No,
cool
I
to
liked it.
see.
I liked it.
It was
I'm
pretty cool
thinking
to see.
I'm thinking. I mean, season 3 may need. You've got a crop here to pull from.
I mean, that'd be cool to do a crossover.
Right?
That'd be pretty crazy.
Except, you know, you gotta play 2 characters, and will that take a while?
It'll be your twin brother. Twin brother from Derry.
Oh,
Right.
imagine like long lost brother, like twin brothers.
It makes
Same time
so
zone.
much
It's
sense.
canon.
Yeah, we're
trust me.
writing.
It's canon.
Okay, so we want to know between the Losers Club and Stranger Things crew, which cast would not get scared going through a freaky haunted house?
Probably.
Stranger Things cast.
I think I would say.
We did this already.
Yeah, no, we weren't really. I think the Stranger Things cast would be much more scared just because of the sheer just gatiness and milliness of like, constantly, being up there. And I think because we just went to a haunted house the other day, and our haunted house, and like we only got scared by one thing, but our scared is different from like Stranger Things scared. Our scared is like, just gonna walk over that, and Stranger
Just,
Things
like,
scared is
slow
like,
motion.
and like running around.
You guys
so
are
I
the
think-
more subdued.
Yeah, because we're. I wouldn't say
We're like the
subdued,
low-key scared, I guess.
We're more of like, because there's so many kids, so many more kids. I think like all of our personalities balance each other out. So I think that's kind of why.
It kind of like, even if we do get scared, we know that we're there for each other. So
Now cue the
You know,
music
we
for
have-
Lean on Me.
Right? This is feeling good. Look, you guys are obviously doing great things. Can you tell us about anything coming up that you're excited about that's next for each of you? Anything that you're particularly pumped about?
Sure.
Oh, coming next for like
Yeah, anything.
Projects.
Projects,
There
work,
we go. I'm sorry.
life,
I am
vacations.
suck at this. Whoa.
Vacations.
I'm doing
Yes.
I am doing this HBO thing called Sharp Objects, which is yay cool.
With Amy Adams.
did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm playing a younger version of her, and it's quite the depressing role. I always get depressing roles.
So playing the younger version, did you ever? I guess perhaps you cross paths, but I
Yes,
mean you're obviously.
we actually did cross
Okay.
paths. The director Jean-Marc, he's like I don't know, he has this unique way of transitioning. So we met each other multiple times when transitioning from younger to older, and I'm really bad at social interactions. really, really bad. I'm sorry. It's just so true. And I met her once or twice, and it's kind of a little awkward. I feel like I made it awkward because we're stuck in a room together. She walks in and I walk out, so it's kind of like a transition, and it's kind of strange because we're stuck in the room, and I was like, "Hi, how are things?" And she's like,
How about this weather?
Yeah.
and I just knew she was just like, "Just please don't try."
I'm sure it wasn't that bad, or maybe it was. Who knows? Anyway, that's really great.
She's really
Congratulations.
cool. I think I met her like once or twice at like award shows, and she's
Oh, she's really nice.
Yeah.
she's so nice.
I just felt so bad.
That's
for her.
fantastic. That's cool. That's very cool.
What about you guys?
For me, I kind of just got high school coming up, so that's kind of
Yeah, good for
exciting.
you. That's exciting. Life's going to be different, I suspect, when you go back.
A little bit.
Yeah, he's gonna be a heartbreaker. He's gonna be a heartbreaker.
Thank you.
Sorry, my name's Wyatt Oleff.
You pronounced it wrong again for like
Sorry.
the whole time you've ever known me.
It's her thing.
Chosen, what do you
What
got?
are you excited about?
I've been working on a show I can't say too much about because it's early stages, but stay tuned.
All right. Wow. Is this okay? You can't say anything. Action. Tears. Are we gonna need
I think-
tissues, or are we
I think-
gonna need to
I
like
think
pump our
it-
fists
I
and be
think-
excited?
I think I can say it's comedic, love, and a lot of stuff.
Nice.
Check it out.
Check it out. All right.
Check it out.
Check
even
it
though I
out.
haven't
Even though I
told you.
can't tell you where.
I have a few hooks in the water, but nothing.
You hooks in the water. And I'll tell you what, perhaps
like
a
that.
fashion modeling contract on the way. The man looks fantastic. Look at this.
Can you stand up and show them your outfit? real
Two
quick?
Jeremys with the,
Two
with
Jeremys
the,
with-
with the
yeah, I mean-
pocket.
With the pocket. Uh-oh. Okay.
Do a little spin.
Okay,
Do a little
wait,
spin. Do a little spin.
And a little.
Little 360. Little 360. Little 360. Give me a spin.
All right,
Solid 10.
amazing. Well, thank you guys so much for stopping by, and you guys make sure to check out it when it hits theaters Friday, September 8th.
Awesome.
Bye.
Which one are we?